Someone in between you and your possible superiors who gave the actual order.
Right, yeah, buffer. The family had a lot of buffers.
Mr. Chichi, you may find this very amusing.
When did that story develop? Oh, I guess was it from the brawl in the street? It's a deep question. Out there supporting local businesses just like in the first one. Oh, he's running the street now, huh?
Eu vou que você para com isso, pediste que eu vou que estar cá.
Just gotta hit that soft spot and he'll do it. Unless that's part of his method, is he makes you think he's not gonna do it at first and then he shows some extra humanity. Big mistake. This man doesn't even have to speak and people will do whatever he wants. He's so terrified. I would be too.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to verify the witness's statement. For years now, a growing number of my constituents have been of Italian descent.
He's got the inside man.
They are the salt of the earth, and they're one of the backbones of this country.
You did your job. Now you're not gonna die.
You're nothing to me now.
Dang.
You're not a brother. You're not a friend. I don't want to know you or what you do.
That's heavy, man. Cutting him off completely. Michael's so cold and calculated. But I mean, after what Fredo did, can't blame him too much. I have a feeling he's not gonna make it there in one piece. No. Well, I was quickly proven wrong. Oh, that stare.
Mr. Pentangeli.
This man is scared.
I never know Godfather.
Ah, smart man.
Corleone did this, and Michael Corleone did that.
His lawyer is so done. He's a smart man, though, because he's 100% dead if he testifies against Michael, because there's no way the FBI or anyone else can protect him after that for the rest of his life.
I brought the children to say goodbye to you.
What? Michael's gonna go crazy if he gets his kids taken away from him.
At this moment, I feel no love for you at all.
Ooh, ouch. It kind of goes back to what I said in part 1. It'd be really, really difficult to be his wife.
And you'll forget about this miscarriage?
She looks like she just feels so hopeless now.
It wasn't a miscarriage. It was an abortion.
Whoa.
An abortion, Michael. I didn't want your son, Michael. I wouldn't bring another one of your sons into this world.
Oh gosh, man.
Not with this Sicilian thing that's been going on for 2,000 years. Oh.
You won't take my children!
You're my children.
My gosh, that was an incredible scene. The acting, the dialogue, the twist. Oh man, my heart was beating fast. Starting to look a little bit like Michael there. Those some big barrels. The olive oil business be booming. Almost looks like the house they were at in the beginning of the movie. I think it is. He's about to take his revenge. Dang, man, he got his revenge. Homie said, "You killed my father, prepare to die."
Say goodbye.
You'll go back there someday and meet your side piece. Fredo's got to be scared. He's got to be sad, but also scared at the same time because he knows his life is pretty much ended now.
You need me, Michael. I want to take care of you now.
Oh man, what a moment. That was also a pretty big step for Michael's development, putting his family first like that and listening to his sister. He hadn't really listened to many people before that.
If anything in this life is certain, if history's taught us anything, it says you can kill anyone.
What a freaking line.
You won. You want to wipe everybody out?
I don't feel I have to wipe everybody out, Tom. Just my enemies. That's all.
There's a lot of enemies. And there's so much hate in his eyes now. Got so many good character moments in this one. Fredo's gonna die here, isn't he? Oh my gosh. Michael is insanely ruthless. I thought he changed there for a second when his sister convinced him to go talk to him, but no, he's just playing everybody again, just like the end of the first one. How long can you go on just killing everybody?
Oh, that droopy thing over there, that's my brother Mike.
He looks so different.
Well, if you don't feel like that, why don't you just quit college and go to join the army?
I did.
Oh dang, he just dropped it on him like that.
Come on, hey, Sonny, Sonny, sit down. Come on, sit.
Man, it's wild, because in the first one, you think Sonny's the real hothead and the kind of loose cannon character, but Michael was really the ruthless one to begin with. I like this symbolism right here of everybody leaving Michael and he's by himself at the table. Also shows why Michael was never too fond of his family members, not too broken up about hurting them because of the way they treated him his whole life. Alright, so I just finished The Godfather Part II. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a great movie. In a lot of ways, I thought it was just as good as the first one. In some ways, I thought it was even a little bit better. And one main way that I liked it a lot better was Al Pacino's acting as Michael. I thought he was incredible this time around in this movie. And I don't know if he received any sort of nominations or award for his acting, but he definitely could have deserved it. But I thought his acting was phenomenal. Acting across the board in this one I thought was great. I think one of my favorite scenes was Michael's conversation with Kay when she's gonna take the kids and then reveals to him that she had an abortion, that it wasn't a miscarriage. I thought that scene was so captivating and the acting was just incredible. And I thought that scene was just fantastic and probably a big turning point for Michael, realizing that, well, he probably already felt that there wasn't anyone in his life that he could trust, but that was probably a big moment in showing that he really can't trust anybody. And I love the kind of symbolism of that last sequence where everyone's at the table. They all kind of leave him to go away and he's just by himself all alone, kind of signifying how he is at the end of the movie. And he truly has gone full ruthless. In a lot of ways his things are still calculated, but in some ways I feel like he's kind of gone over the edge. It's interesting to watch his style as the leader, as the Godfather. I don't even know if he is considered a Godfather at this point or just a leader of the family, but it's interesting to see his style contrasting with Vito in the first movie, because the Godfather in the first movie, while he was ruthless in some ways and very calculated, he was still kind of, his leadership felt more from a place of love, and it felt like people respected him more, whereas Michael seems to lead out of instilling fear in other people, and the people who follow him don't seem to have too much respect for him, and if they do, it's mostly out of fear. And so it's interesting to see kind of their contrasting roles, because even in the last scene with all the dialogue and things like that, you see how much they respect his father and anything like that. I don't know if that was one of the intentions of the scene, in showing how much they respected his father but didn't respect him, and that's the motivation for him leading the way that he does. But I thought that was interesting. There's so much to unpack from all the dialogue and different scenes and stuff like that from this movie. I feel like there's no way that I could have gotten everything out of it that the director and everything intended. So it's definitely a movie that I assume can benefit a lot from rewatching and from further analysis of different scenes and things like that, because I feel like the writing and the dialogue is so smart a lot of the times that I don't always pick up on what it's trying to tell me or kind of the metaphors that it's giving off. But it's a very intelligent movie. But I feel like this movie, even more so than the first one, is just laced with a lot of different things that you really have to pay attention in order to fully understand the meaning. It doesn't really spell a whole lot out for you, like even in the first one and this one. I'm trying to constantly like really focus and keep track of names and dates and circumstances and things like that to piece everything together, and even then I still struggle sometimes, because this movie expects a lot out of you as the viewer in order to get the best experience out of it. And I think that's a good thing. I feel like this movie had several more shocking moments where I was caught really off guard than the first one. The first one still had some really shocking moments, of course, a lot of moments that I didn't quite expect, but some of the times you know what it's working towards, or you know at least a little bit in advance what's about to happen. Whereas this one, I felt like things were more abrupt and things like that. It still gives you a little bit of hints if you're paying close attention, but I really liked all the different set pieces in this one. I loved that we got more story of the Godfather as he was growing up, and I feel like that this movie enhances the first one so much in that respect, because now there's so much more depth to his character. We know so much more about how he came to be, kind of his mannerisms, and what kind of person he is. And so I feel like that adds so much to it, and I really appreciated that. Always love when I get a bit of backstory to connect with characters or understand characters a little bit more. So I really appreciated that. Can definitely see why these movies are regarded so highly, especially for their time. Interesting last shot where it shows Michael as an older man. So I assume he'll be older in the third one. Interested to see where we go from here, because I mean, as Michael said, his goal is just to kill only all his enemies. I don't know what enemies he has left at this point, because he's really just been killing everybody. And he avoided prosecution, perjury, he avoided all that, so he doesn't have to worry about that. So it'll be very interesting to see where it goes from here and how his character changes, because he's had quite the character arc. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed my reaction to this. I'm excited to check out the next one. Appreciate all your support and your views, your subscribing to the channel, and especially your comments. I love interacting with everybody in the comments. I've loved people who share different cool facts or information about the movies that help me appreciate them more, and maybe even things that I missed while watching them. So definitely keep doing so. Let me know different cool things about the movies, or maybe your own experiences watching them. I'd love to hear. And just a reminder about the Patreon, you can go check out the link in the description. It'll take you there where you can either vote on polls of what I'm going to watch next. You can request specific things if you like, and you can also find full tracks unedited of the movies that I've watched so far and all the future movies that I'm going to watch. And so that'd be a great way that you could help support the channel, help me continue to make these videos, especially at this consistency. I'd be super grateful for that. And so if you made it to this point, thank you so much for watching. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. I'd love to see you subscribed and to turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload my next videos. But until the next one, I will see you guys later. Peace.